strong player, but he's still very young. You know, these long bracket runs are going to be a lot harder for him.
And Grant's just such a mature player currently. And lastly, Maple from Texas A&M Commerce is able to 3-0 Bwanga Steve.
Oh, no. Our upcoming Steve player, Secret Steve player. Oh, no.
But we are going to be starting this Caden versus Atomic set up here, starting on PS2, which I totally understand. But it is also a Rob stage that is very much devastating for Caden.
That was a rough start for Caden there. And it looks like it's just going to continue as he's dead to that. Yep.
Yeah, he practiced a lot of stuff. We're not even 30 seconds in the bracket, and Atomic has already done 2-0 to deaths on Caden so far.
Yeah. I mean, Atomic is just so good at Rob. Like, this is just that tried and true right there.
Yeah.
You know, this is a textbook Rob. And here it is again.
One more.
You can try to camp out the gyro in his
able to
hand
live
as
it.
much as you can,
Oh.
Caden just not getting a chance to play the game there. Atomic just dominating him that game.
Yeah, Caden, you just got a little too much mashy. Caden known in the Oklahoma scene as a matcher that works, but in that scenario, we're just trying to challenge Rob Nair, and
definitely not the play, you know.
Not the play,
especially with a Rob of that talent, you know.
Exactly.
Like, when you know players are that studied on their combo game, their punish game, you have to be smart with what buttons you throw out, with what moves you like, where you place yourself, even where you just move, you know.
100%, and we're gonna see Caden try to play it back a lot better, going with the ZSS instead. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I am curious to see if it's gonna help Caden calm down a little more as compared to like how Ridley is.
I mean, it's a very different matchup, especially considering Ridley just struggles in that matchup so much. I know Atomic is pretty good at the ZSS matchup from what I've seen. They did play Shu. They unfortunately did lose that set, but they were up 2-0 and looked pretty good throughout most of that set. It was, you know, Shu's top playerness. Bring that back.
Being able to go toe-to-toe with the high-level ZSS is actually very important, and it's going to give high reputation to Caden if he's able to take this game.
Yeah, and I mean, it's already looking like a much stronger start from Caden, doing 82%, but where it comes to taking stocks is where it's going to be a little bit harder into this Rob.
Yeah. I believe the jump's already taken away.
Yeah, and I think
you still have the flip kick.
Yep. Oh, but
good job with the gyro with the roll call out.
Getting the grab. Does find the back air, though, getting Atomic there.
The scary part is, though, with how light ZSS is, we could see Atomic do one hit or one grab and be able to take ZSS out. That up air almost taking it out if it wasn't for good DI.
Does have the flip kick, but does get hit with the down air. Unfortunate stuff for Caden. But he still has a stock lead and 32% to his name. So
32%, that's almost taken away thanks to all of those Rob down tilts. And those combos are just going to continue going on. Caden playing a little bit more aggressive than earlier on in the set, and it's already showing some punishment.
It's hard. This is a hard set for me to watch. I love Rob, but that's my bestie right there. Caden,
I know.
please.
This is
no.
Oklahoma in shambles, but
I know.
Caden's able to make it back.
playing so well. It's really fun to watch a Rob play this well.
He's playing really well. At the last big Oklahoma tournament being Skyline, Atomic was the victor. And here defending the title in Oklahoma. I know Beasley wants to take it back too, but we'll see how it ends up going.
Yeah, and what was looking like a better start from Caden is starting to see shades of that last game. But Caden shutting me up immediately and getting the stock with an edge guard. Beautiful edge guard from Caden's ZSS.
Has the stock lead once again, but are you able to get a lot of that increased momentum and be able to continue pushing that percent?
Right. I mean, as you were saying, like, his main issue in the last game was like just his mashing and his his quickness to pick an option and then immediately get punished for it by Rob Nair. But this time we're seeing him play a lot more movement based, a lot more around Rob's buttons, and throwing out moves that are just calling out Rob for pressing forward. It's almost like the opposite. He is going for something crazy, but it does get stuffed out by Rob Nair.
It's going to be a little stuffed out, but 88% still a really good lead on Atomic, and that percent's going to keep on going. That back air is going to trade and take it.
Yeah, did take it. I think that was still – oh, no, he still lived.
Yeah,
he still lived
that was 1-1. He was going to die anyways, but that's still something that's very good for Caden. He needed that mentality boost.
Yeah.
And I think the ZSS could continue pushing Caden into a potential Game 5 scenario. maybe even a game 4 if he keeps on playing like this. But we're going to run it back to PS2 here.
Like I said, I mean, I could tell he started feeling himself a lot more at the very end there because you saw him go for that crazy thing. And like you said, he still got 80 off of it. And it's like, oh, man, he got stuffed out. But guess what? He still got 80, and he would have gotten the stock if he didn't get stuffed out. So it's still a good trade.
Yep.
And here we are now back at PS2.
Back to PS2. Caden's playing a lot more patient than before, and it's showing the benefits of it. And Atomic is trying to play Caden's game, but so far, Caden's just playing super smart. The gyro's able to catch the tether jump, though.
Yes, it is. Caden, whenever he does go aggressively here, he's looking to use these safe ZSS buttons, along with ZSS just ambiguous movement to move around Atomic Shield and force him to guess. But Atomic making good guesses so far and landing at like 100 damage here. That might be the stock.
Making overall good guesses, but Caden's still able to mix some scenarios up to make sure he doesn't die as early as he did in the Ridley set.
Right. Oh, that's there, not going to connect into it, but he's still fine here. Does get that.
Still gets the berry, but the Paralyzer is not going to connect in that scenario. Caden's just trying to get a Paralyzer up B kill, but Atomic's playing very safe and keeping to that center stage.
That forward air one being very deceptive on its multi-hits. Sometimes you kind of forget that ZSS has a multi-hits because this character is just so many like single-hitting moves that you normally see out in neutral, like the Nair and the Zair.
Ooh, good tech roll call out, and that's going to be Atomic's top right here. Caden only at 38%, can easily make that back with a couple up air juggles.
That said, it is still Rob, and these combos from Rob, like a single hit does so much damage. And being at these lower prints means that it's going to be easier for Atomic to land a combo on him. Oh, but the down tilt there, chasing him down, doesn't get the up air, instead gets stuffed out by Rob Nair.
Rob up tilt's going to also call out that down air that Caden did at that platform, and the dash is going to beat out that flip kick. Atomic with one up air could take away the ZSS stock.
That gyro putting him in a bad spot, and he does get grabbed. Doesn't go for the down throw, goes for the forward air instead, or sorry, forward throw instead.
I love the use of the laser that Atomic just did. It wasn't intended to hit Caden, but force him to jump and lose that important option, and he was able to punish him on a lower position.
Right on. And the gyro taking the stock too. He doesn't even need the laser to hit him. Oh, but these down tilts, keeping himself low to the ground so it's harder for ZSS to hit him, and then also just stuffing out ZSS's option. What is ZSS going to do about that Rob down tilt?
Caden currently caught in a blender. He really needs to take the stock now, or else things are going to go downhill in this game.
Oh, forward air. Oh, sorry, the ZSS forward air getting beat out by the gyro. Oh, this is starting to look grim for Caden here. How does he get started here? He can't escape this advantage. It's been coast to coast too. Like, he was on the other side for so long now, and now he's on this side for the same amount of time. And that up air call out.
That gyro at ledge was just so devastating for Caden that he wasn't able to make it back.
Yeah. And good call on Atomic there, catching the jump from Caden.
Yeah, it was a good play on Atomic's end. Hopefully the game forward goes a lot better. But like I said, I think this is a much better play than the Ridley. But Caden may want to switch to that main character.
I think he sticks to the ZSS. I think for sure
I would like him to stick to the ZSS in this scenario, but who knows? Maybe he'll think
taking
about
some
something
time
different.
to think.
We're
going to Hollow Bastion.
Yep, we're going to see Caden stick to that ZSS.
My heart right now.
Yeah, this is this is a very important set. Caden is the last Oklahoma in winner's side. Seeing him fall down and have all Oklahoman losers and all Texas in winners is going to be an important one.
Oh. That down tilt, once again, just being the main button for most Raws, but Atomic using it just brilliantly here to pressure Caden.
Yeah, he's not, at this point, Atomic isn't using the gyro to force to necessarily hit Caden, rather as an option to force Caden to use one of his jumps or flip kicks and remove one of those recovery tools that Caden wants to use and call out those punishes. And paired up with the Rob laser too, that's going to be really nice to force Caden to do movement that Atomic really needs.
Atomic is playing with so much stage control here. It's so hard for Caden to find an opening. He's going back and forth with that gyro. Now he finds the Nair, doesn't get the kill with it, but this is a very hurt stock for Caden, and that's probably going to be it. Yep, with the up throw.
On Hollow Bastion, yeah. Atomic only at 55%. This is still a nice stock, and we could see a crazy zero death come in since that gyro is at hand. We see the Nair, and the side B is going to connect. That is going to be that second stock.
Great stuff from Atomic there. Just again, once again, textbook Like, it goes back to that first game. Like, you have to be careful. You have to be mindful of what you could get hit by, especially against players that have just such a well-studied punish game.
Especially against Rob, that mentality is so important to have, and you can tell with a lot of those zero to deaths that Atomic was doing. Kaden, I don't know if he's fully in the zone or if he maybe mentally is broken down.
It might be that game. That game 3 was a really rough loss, but I know for a fact he can still bring it together. That said, it's not looking like the dreams. It's not looking like the dream
Flip kick's
here.
taken away by that back air. Rob has him at the ledge. The
Oh,
gyro
no,
saving
the gyro.
Atomic.
Saving Atomic. That is crazy. And, oh, doesn't get the back air, but almost finds the up smash there. Kaden really needing something, anything to kind of hold on hope here, but that might be it. He's in such a bad spot, and yep, Atomic not going to let that opportunity go to waste.
3 stock on that final game 4. Atomic going to be going to winners, semis as well, as he's going to be facing Lukewarm.
Great stuff. I love watching her, Rob, man.